He didn't know I understood every word until I spoke. I've been dating Andrew for about 8 months, and until recently, I thought things were going well. When we first met, he mentioned he was born in Mexico and moved to the US when he was 12. I love languages, and I speak Spanish fluently, but I didn't say anything at the time. The topic shifted quickly, and I figured I'd bring it up later. Then it just never came up again. On our first date, he took a call from his mom and spoke to her in Spanish. Afterward, he apologized, explaining that his family only speaks Spanish at home. I almost told him I understood every word, but he looked so comfortable in his element that I didn't want to take that from him. So I just smiled and said it was fine. That was probably my first mistake. As we dated, it became this strange unspoken thing. He'd summarize Spanish conversations for me that I had already understood word for word, like when his mom asked if I was the type he could bring home, and he said I was different in a good way. It made me feel special hearing how he talked about me when he thought I couldn't understand. But about 2 months ago, things shifted. His cousin Manuel moved in while job hunting, and suddenly there were more conversations, none of them as sweet. One night while I was cooking, I overheard Manuel ask why he was wasting time with white girls who don't understand our culture. Andrew didn't defend me. Instead, he said, "It's not serious with Jana. She's fun, but obviously I'll end up with someone my parents approve of." I felt sick. I started listening more closely. His sister once joked in Spanish, asking if I was as boring in bed as I looked. Andrew laughed and said, "Definitely not. I'll tell you later." When his mom commented that I was still too skinny, he agreed and said he was working on fattening me up, the final straw. At dinner with his friends, I stepped away for the bathroom. Diego asked if I was going to Andrew's cousin's wedding. Andrew replied in Spanish, "She's just a placeholder until I move back home. My parents would disown me if I brought someone who doesn't speak Spanish." When I came back, they all switched to English like nothing happened. The next morning, I asked Andrew to meet me at a coffee shop. When we sat down, I spoke to him in Spanish. The look on his face was pure shock, then panic, then that slow dawning of, oh no. I told him I'd understood everything, every conversation, every insult, every plan I was never part of. He tried to backpedal, saying I misunderstood, that he only said those things to placate his family. I asked why he felt the need to live a double life depending on the language. He got defensive, even angry, accusing me of spying and violating his privacy. I reminded him he was the one speaking freely in front of me. I just listened. He stormed out saying he needed time to think. That was 3 days ago. I haven't heard from him since.